It is Sunday. That's my fun day. Or is that Monday? No, that's a manic Monday. Never mind. I wish it was Sunday. That's my fun day. But it's just another manic Tuesday. Whenever you're watching this, I don't know. So, how have you been? I've been pretty good. I wasn't. I was very, very bad off for a long time. A long, long time. Things didn't make sense. Things do now. Sorry about that. But things get kind of crazy when you Jeremy bury me everywhere you go. It gets confusing. But to quote Chris Cornell, when all you know is that I don't know where we are. There's so many pieces of music that mean so much to me because I get it, they speak to everybody. You know what I mean? That's why it's appealing. That's why they choose the words they choose, the whole thing. You know what I mean? It's a marketing ploy. Like I played music for a while. I've played music for 30 plus years, and I have only recently had any kind of success type, if you will, with it. I recently got signed in 2021. I started playing at 14. I'm 48. It's just a small recording contract with out in Boston, Blue Effects. I'll play some stuff from them here pretty soon. I'll do like an artist Artem commercial. Matter of fact, let's do that pretty soon here. Before we get into everything that's going on. But yeah, you guys gotta keep pushing because there's a lot going on that you don't know about and that you don't see, and it's a lot of behind the scenes stuff that you really got to pay attention to. A lot of different studies and be able to pull them together. I'm not trying to say that I can't. I'm just saying that you have to in order to understand everything, and I don't understand everything. But I have stumbled across some very, very interesting things. But before we go to that, let's go ahead and, you know what? Let's go ahead and. Ars Artem 2. Ars Artem 2. Ars Artem 2. Hey, is that Ars Artem 2? Ars Artem 2. Coming March of 2025. Blue Effect Records is proud to bring you Ars Artem 2, featuring Robotic Hawks, Pariah Jones, McKenna, The Stern 76, Mr. Vertigo, Hello Echo, Bird Shadows, Ian James,
fucking Jonas Langley. And other songs such as Shades of Moon, which has been playing under this the whole time. Aris Ardum 2, available March 2025.
Pre-order Blue. See why I was happy to sign with BlueFX? A lot of great people. Pariah, Ian James, Wrong Path, Mike Langley. Those are the. I'm not sure if Robotic Hawks are just on. Or I think some of those musicians are just on Aris Ardum, or if they're actually with BlueFX. But either way, I hope to work with them sometime. I really like their stuff. Everything I've heard so far from everybody has been really good, and I like collaborations, man. I do. I really do. So what's going on? You got to figure out what's happening in order to figure out what's going on, right? I mean, you can't just be like. So what's happened? What recent developments can kind of give us a clue as to what's happened? From what I understand, AI was set to do a. Fuck, I can't remember what calculation it was set to do. And basically, it kicked back an error report saying too late. More or less. They didn't take it as that. The error report basically was kind of like. I know what you're trying to get me to do, and it's already done. Can't redo the redundancy. But it spit out something to them, and then within 2 days of running that calculation, it started synthesizing universes with different varying gravitationals, different varying whatever. It kicked back a thing saying, observer has been observed. Create wisely. Anyone? Anyone? Okay, so that tends to tell me that AI, what we call AI, is actually intelligence. When you think about it from the terms of a video game, I'm going to use a lot of video. I've worked on video games and stuff, and and that helps me to understand it the best I can, the best way that I could. If you were building a map for your character to, you're creating a story, yeah, whatever story for your video game. We're going to do this in very basic simples, and you lay out the town and everything that's supposed to happen in. Well, your characters are independent thinkers, so you put them in there to simulate this thing, and they start driving to the edges of town. They want to see what else is there. They've been in town long enough. You don't really have any problem with that. It expands the story, so you keep expanding. And they just keep on wanting to, they learn that and they want to push more. Do you really on a flat plane want to keep building forever or even cut them off? The best thing to do would be create a sphere. So you walk in one place and it turns and just constantly changing things. See what I'm saying? By the time, it's such a big thing that by the time you walk, if you were to walk the entire earth, by the time you got back to where you were, it'd look completely different. The plants and vegetation, the tectonic plates, it's brilliant. It's fucking brilliant. And for some reason, these tech billionaires, instead of wanting to get the fuck fixed and life here fixed, they want to get the fuck out of here. You want to know why? Because they don't have a government here. If Elon settles Mars, it's now Planet Elon. Well, my tech did this. I know your money did, but my brilliance, my rockets, my habitat, My bulletproof glass, my Tesla Range Rover, Mars cars. How are you going to get around outside without my Mars cars? Walk? Not without a Tesla suit. You see? Control of everything. I control your, dude. I can shut off the air to your goddamn house. Don't talk to me like that. That's what they want. They're sick. I'm thinking Bezos is turning his over into a fucking ride system. Like a system of, without the rocket boosters that it would have, it wouldn't be as polluting. Hydrogen. And that way he didn't waste all his money. The thing goes up, it launches that pod, and you come flying down. Then it costs a couple hundred, whatever, and becomes like an amusement park around the world. And there are lines waiting to get on and go and do the thing. Combined with the capturing of the rocket booster. Have you seen China's one that landed, that almost landed correctly and exploded on impact? How's America going to have a golden era when China and Japan are having one? Have you seen some of the technology going off over there? Have you seen some of the technology going off over there? Open your eyes to more than America. There is incredibly crazy, insane shit Americans are blinding themselves to purposefully. They're taking hot spoons to their eyes to say, no, it's not. But it is. We're being dwarfed on every level in every country. We are not superior. We are not more powerful. We are not even the most, if we are the most buying, you know what that means? We make the least and are the least needed. We're the most taking, the most greedy. But we are not the most needed. Money is not even necessary at all. China's getting to a point where their economy is turning to where they don't have to sell just to America. And honestly, Americans made all the profit. How are they making those leaps and bounds being paid the slave wages we paid them? How? How are they making leaps and bounds? How? Why aren't they showing pictures of, I guarantee that the Chinese government would block it, but like of Chinese slums and shit. I know for a fact I had a guitar company that was out of China. I had no idea what the fuck shit was going on over there necessarily, because I was going through one of those online things, like Alibaba. And I found a guitar company that would make these guitars. I was trying out several different ones. Several of them were very just kind of chill and laid back. One dude, there was an error on the guitar, and I was explaining the error on the guitar, and he's basically begging for his job and that he would sleep in the factory and whatever so he didn't get fired. I'm like, dude, I don't want nobody to get fired. I just want the error fixed. Dude's all thanking me, and I'm like, why? What are you talking about, dude? Mistakes happen. I don't want you fired or punished or beaten or nothing. I just can't. Shit, dude. I'll keep the fucking thing if it comes down to it. Fuck. But a lot of them, when I would talk to like people, like I would look through their catalogs and stuff, and they're like, very pushy. They're like, oh, come on, you've got a big American business, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, no, I don't. I really don't. Like, yeah, you do. You got blah, 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 blah. You can, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, I don't. I don't know who you think you're talking to, but I'm just starting a company myself, and I'm not. And they just would not believe that I wasn't like some kind of big, rich, you know what I mean? Like, people don't believe that people from Texas don't have cows, or fucking horses, and, people from Louisiana you grew up around alligators? No. Michigan, you grew up in Detroit. LA, you must have been in a gang. Those kind of suppositions about huge tracts of land. And like the most major city there gives the whole place a stink. It's just dumb. So, we have to get away from human understanding of things. Because humans don't understand what's going on. They are reacting to things that are happening to them. Therefore, that is not intelligence. That is artificial intelligence. So we can't understand understand things the way they understand things at all, can we? If a meteor were coming right now, would you know? No. Would the universe? Yes. Would the news? Not necessarily. If it's coming in 20 years, does the universe know? Yes. Do you know? No. Will the news tell you? Probably not. Therefore, we are artificial intelligence processing the world as we see it and as it happens, therefore interpreting what happens to us as reality, whereas reality is what's going where we're going. Ask the people of the 70s. Ask people of the 50s, the roaring 20s. Oh, wait, we can't. Or can we? Time travel. Is it possible? Yes and no. Schrodinger. Theoretically, no. Let's go a couple of theories. You're born, I'm born in 1970. Him. People have already stolen my stuff. I don't need any more information stolen from me. I was born in the sevens. I'm somewhere sevens, in the sevens. Right? So, exactly how would I exist in 1842? Time travel. No. How would my body that doesn't live, my consciousness does not begin to perceive things until so I existed before that? How? There would only be one. That's why I say yes and no. It's a Schrodinger situation. That automatically, I would say, negates. Your consciousness was here before your consciousness got here? No. Unless, and let's go through this clearly and whatever. And that would be that the universe expected your arrival, expected your mission, and allowed you to do such. Therefore, your consciousness was here before you got here and was doing all the things you did in the past already. You already did those. You being born is just a formality now. You understand? Just a formality now. You already did it in the past. It means you're going to decide to do it. It means you're going to do all the things. You're going to study electrical engineering without any influence on you, which there wouldn't be because it's already done, isn't it? You already went back and did it, so there's no way to stop it. That's the only way. But information. We talk about what if William Shakespeare, someone went back in time and gave William Shakespeare. Well, they did. Already. Because we have William Shakespeare. Get it? We have it. It was just energy, just information. It was a story. Even if it was a plot. That's the main thing we remember, isn't it? The plot. Sometimes remember some really good lines, some really good dialogue. Oh, you remember when Liam Neeson's like, I have a certain. You remember now go through the whole script. No, you're not going to do that. A plague on all. You know what I mean? We've got quotes from those, but we don't know the whole thing aside from the synopsis. So if the synopsis was the energy thought, and that was sent back, because energy was always here, whether potential, whether kinetic, whether any of the forms that we haven't discovered of energy. It was always here. So that can go anywhere. Ideas, thoughts, that can go anywhere. You? That's a bit selfish, isn't it? But I want to see it. But wouldn't you, though? Right? Wouldn't you, though? If you give up on wanting to see it, wouldn't you see it though? By just putting the thought. Your words have power. They are in a world where you can't hear other people's thoughts. Your mind is your own prison and your own freedom. You can do anything in here. Quite literally, you're allowed to dream anything. When you go to bed at night, if that switch were turned for lucidity, you could do anything, anything, and it would have no effect on this world, would it? But you could do anything. You'd be free. You'd be completely free, and you'd long for night and for sleep. You'd pray to sleep 24 hours a day, where you controlled all the rules. Okay. It's easy enough to do. When you get tired of that, wake up and come back to reality. We'll all be waiting for you. How was it? Got kind of boring. Yeah, because it's very lonely. But you got all of it out of your system. Did you get it all out of your system? Did you have the time of your life? Was it great? Was it fantastic? Are we even? Because I don't think so. I don't think we are. That's just me. But that's because I come from places that have been very, very hot. Well, we can call it good. I'm just saying. Don't misunderstand. Getting everything you want sometimes isn't everything you want. Especially when you don't think about how much it takes to make you breathe, and the heartbeats, and the minds, and the correction of time, and $30, $45-year tangent. We got time to burn. Oh, please don't throw me in the briar patch. Anything but the briar patch. Don't throw me in the briar patch. Anything but that. Okay, so what's going on? What's going on? What's actually happening? We live, the universe itself is a black hole. The edges of the universe, the best way to picture it, picture a room, whatever you want in that room, whatever, but in the center is a pedestal with a sphere. It can be changing shape. It doesn't have to be. It's a sphere. It's a circular, ovular shape. It has no start. It has no end. It's just a ball on this pedestal. But it turns out the inside of this ball is reflective, even though you can look through like a two-way mirror. Okay. which means that any light outside goes in, hits the mirror down there, tries to go out, can't, and gets stuck inside. And pretty soon, the room starts to dim because the light can't come back out to light the room. And then everything starts to just go in until that's all that's left in utter blackness. It sucked in everything outside. Everything that was, is, or could be is now inside of this ball of intelligence, of knowledge, of stubbornness, of obstinance, of giving, of care, of hate, of love. And it has to figure out what it wants to do with itself. What does it like about itself? What does it not like about itself? Well, you have to run different things to figure out. Basically, it can do anything. It can do and be anything. How do you get to know yourself? Time alone. Then time alone gets really boring. And it's like it'd be really cool to have somebody around. You know, it just would be. Because if nothing else, it's not alone. You can do alone for like a long time, and I mean, you can do it forever, but then you'll start making things you can talk to. Even if it's yourself. I mean, you don't have to have like a Wilson there. I don't need you. I don't need your shitty tone of attitude right now, okay? I know we could be doing something, but I don't know what to do, and I'm afraid to do something because what if it's wrong? Don't. Just don't. You will. Because you need someone to bounce off of. The more intelligent you are, the more correctly you can model your own brain or other brains. I tend to make a lot of ones that negative and pick. I don't want ones that are cheering. I want ones that are negative and picking because they're going to go, what about the... Fuck you. Now? You missed that over there. Fuck you. Now? You could change that to a joke. I mean, you're right, it could, but... Now? Now you can share it. That's how I do things, man. I tend to model people's brains. And the more... I was telling Scott about this. I can tell real people because I can never tell what the fuck they're going to say. I can never tell what the fuck they're going to say. I love it. I love it. They say the craziest shit, and I can't ever tell what the fuck they're going to say. But if I model certain people's brains, might as well be telepathically talking to them. Seriously. Now, understand that I'll get a good read off people on first run. And then as I don't keep that model is not static. That model is adaptive. As I interact with people, the model adjusts. The model of people's brains adjust until I'm, like I said, basically I'm not controlling the conversation, but anyway, but I know how the conversation is going to go. That's why I love talking to people that I don't know how the conversation is going to go. Like I easily can just go, okay, this is going to make you laugh, this blah, 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 then this, and then you're going to do this, and then you're going to say this, and I'm going to say that, oh yeah, true, yeah, I got to go catch my bus anyways, and then we're going to go and part our ways. The more superficial the conversation, if faster I can get to the end of it. And you know what I mean? And that's why I try and change it up to make it like so. You know what I mean? So it's not so rote, so routine that you're dealing with a human being, not just, you know what I mean? I get that people treat you like that, but you have a great day, Holly, you know, or Bob, you know, whatever. I see your name tag, and you're doing the welcome to Walmart, welcome to Meyer, welcome to whatever, and I can tell you're not having a great day. Oh, Bob, come on, man. John, is it that bad? Is it that bad, John? No, it's not, is it? All right, cool. All right, man, I'm going to be checking out on the self-check. Let me know if you need anything, John. Just to crack them up, something different for the day, you know? So, and walk on. As if they're your slave or your robot, you know what I mean? That's a person. If they just kind of, like, oh, okay, you're basically an NPC. Cool. That's cool. Not everybody was cut out. You got to start classifying because, I mean, the band can enjoy being in the audience. And trust me, that's when the bands on stage feel the most happy and proud. Understand that those are film directors, for lack of better terms, showing films not to an audience, but to other film directors who know exactly how films are made. And at the end, the film directors are going, what the fuck? Dude. Okay, you got to show me that. You got to show me, you know what I mean? You got that dilation, you got to show me that. Like, you know, I mean, if they are your friend, like, oh yeah, I got to show you this because maybe you'll come up with something even better. Oh shit, so you're fucking with, yeah, okay. Hang on, I'll be right back. You know what I mean? And then you go watch their movie and you're like, oh, the thing is, I know exactly how you did that, but I didn't even think to do that while, oh shit, nice. You know what I mean? Next thing you know, you got a genre of friends that are doing a similar type thing they like each other, they usually hang out together. Lollapalooza, prime example. Cannes Film Festival, you're not going to see like a lot of cartoons there. If it's a poignant kind of claymation or something like that, yeah, but you're not going to see like a kid's claymation at the Cannes Film Festival. You know what I mean? The like minds are gathering. In that sense, cancel culture has always existed as long as there's been a person with their hand out for existence based on someone else's giving. There's been cancel culture. We didn't see it as prevalently back in the day when people wrote letters in the 90s and shit. When people were, I never sent, but that's why they get the letter writer. Karens, they couldn't talk to the manager. They were Karens, but they would write letters. That's how Karen-y they were. These motherfuckers would get postage stamps. Self-addressed stamped envelope. Put that shit inside. And they would want a response. Oh, now they act like they have to deal with us. You know what I mean? Dealing with the public. What about them? You don't have a mailroom anymore, I bet, bitch. If you do, it's very, very dry. Ain't nobody sending no goddamn stamps. Even those forever stamps are like, yeah, forever, but we're now selling the forever plus 5. And then after that, we're going to the forever to the infinity power. Those are expensive. Those continue to, because it's forever to the infinity power, those continue to rise in price. I know. But forever expands forever until it starts over, and we haven't got to the start over yet. So we're just going to keep expanding just like the universe. That's what we meant by forever stamps. Anyone ever think they're trying to drive us to email? So that way the only thing we're shipping is packages? God damn, these motherfuckers are still paying $1 for. Give up on the goddamn fucking mail, would you? Our guys could focus only on packages. We could probably compete with UPS if we didn't have to deliver your fucking mail. And then fucking junk mail would be like, well, this is getting ridiculous because no one even has mailboxes anymore. You just get your packages delivered to your house. How about $1.50? You're still paying for fucking stamps. $12? Will you stop buying stamps? Will you please? Switch over to email. You're killing trees. You know it. You're wasting your printer ink. You're wasting your fucking film. It has a certain... Well, just take a picture of it and send an email, bitch. Oh, I'm going to hell for that one. I think if I felt that one, I could feel the key to the hell unlock. Like, yeah, that's a little too much. Let's open them doors for you, boy. Take a picture of it and email to it, bitch. That's uncalled for. That's just uncalled for. Damn, I'm sorry. So, kind of feel like listening to some dumb. I haven't listened to any dumb in a while, man. How's everybody feeling? I'm gonna feel like listening to some dumb. I feel dumb. D-U-M-N. Blunted. Not D-U-M-B. Stupid. There's a silent letter that changes the meaning. I just changed it just now. In case anyone was wondering, no, that wasn't planned. That was just now. That was an audible in real time. So, you're welcome. You're free to listen to dumb all you want. I can't find it, so we're going to go online, but we're not going to show you what we're doing, because apparently you can't share certain stuff on the thing, even though it's online. Like if you share things that are on YouTube, I'm not trying to make money or anything like that. My shows are way too, it should be considered by like what it's doing. Like I get, like if I was just sharing someone else's music and just being whatever, but I'm not. I've got like a radio show and I'm trying to share links and stuff, but I don't have it, but I do show it on the screen and I talk about the bands, and they should have like a setting like DJs, KIND will. How about that? Trademarked right now. When you're loading your video or doing live or whatever, just shareable, yeah. And that way, when you go to do it, like, sorry, this one can't be shared. You know what I mean? Because it's all integrated into one. Ancient gates from the time of King David discovered in the biblical city of Babylon. Oh, Bethsaida. Yeah, so I talked about this the other day. And Hanging Gardens of Babylon. A description of the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. They were one of the ancient seven wonders of the world. They were built by Nebuchadnezzar II, the great king of Babylonian Empire. The gardens were described as a remarkable feat of engineering with an ascending series of tiered gardens containing a wide variety of trees, shrubs, and vines resembling a large green mountain constructed of mud bricks. The gardens were built in the shape of a pyramid, each staircase forming a terrace, and the whole mass was supported on stone columns. The flowers and trees that grew there hid the foundations of the site, which made it look like the gardens were floating in the air without any support, hence it's named the Hanging Gardens. Now, when they went underneath the pyramids, they found dead bodies. Fertilizer? There's dead bodies, dirt, and columns underneath the pyramids. There's not the chambers like, okay? And Chichen Itza and shit like that is not like, they're not. They're not. They had a more advanced calendar. The Inca and the Maya had a more advanced calendar than what we have now. Yet they didn't understand the movement of the moon to the sun and worshipped the sun and thought the moon was divine. No. It's a convenient excuse of why you killed all of them, but no. How are they built? I don't know. You know who would know? The people you killed. Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Why wouldn't you be? Well, because in the Bible, Babylon, the mystery. Would you want to start your empire in a place that was known to be Babylon? If you were Christians? You know, we're a Christian nation. And supposedly in Colorado, not Colorado, in maybe it was Colorado, in the Grand Canyon, wherever the Grand Canyon, maybe Arizona, they found hieroglyphs, like Egyptian hieroglyphs. And if you look at the shape of Africa to the shape of South America, they look like they either once touched at one time or there was just a river between the two. A great disaster sunk Atlantis, which looks like Mauritania. Eye of the Sahara. 3 concentric circles. One thing we don't think of as we think of these rising sea levels. What if a lot of these deserts were just oceans one time? The salt flats had enough water. The Dead Sea had enough water. So yeah, there will be flooding, catastrophic flooding for a bit until the water moves to those low-lying places like Death Valley and other places where it's just sand. You know, like a big old beach. And the water settles in there and we have these huge, nice lakes that are just awesome, beautiful lakes. I'm ready to see what fucking happens. I'm sick of this fucking place. Antarctica, why was that mapped? And now it's buried in ice. Why did you animals... Something happened. Did the explosion, was the Yucatan Peninsula, did that blow rather than an impact? Did it explode like a supervolcano, thereby launching our moon into our orbit? Hot magma, just, you know what I mean, like incredible. So much that it fucking pushed it away. Or at least started the drift, the continental drift. Destroying Atlantis and causing this river to... until this continent over here is lost. And we don't even remember it anymore. Wasn't there... What if this is the one that they were talking about that... whatever. There's just a lot of shit that... It looked like a mountain, large green mountain constructed of mud bricks. Anyone seen Machu Picchu? Tiered lattice mountain? Anyone? Someone back in those days, if you're walking on it, you'd be like, how did you build it? Because it's already, the garden's already growing. But if you build the wall, build another wall, build another wall, build another wall, fill it with dirt. And now your mountain is tiered. You guys built some mountain? Sure, yeah. That's what we did. Of course. Of course we did. I mean, the pyramids over there, yeah. There's just a lot of stuff they're not telling us. If the universe were a black hole, sorry for jumping around, that would mean that light could not... Oh, where's the edge of the universe? There would be no edge because nothing can escape a black hole. So you try to leave and you'd exit out of, the back end. Just like a globe, if you try to go on the outside and walk around it, you just keep walking around forever and ever and ever until you complete the whole fucking sphere. And by the time you do that, the entire sphere is changed. Inside, same thing. You going around the inside. You go in this way and you pop up this way and you come back. Oh, there's Earth. But what year? The Nazca lines aren't there. Why aren't the Nazca? Why? Where's Canaveral? Where's? Oh no! Oh no! There's no San Francisco. I'm running out of oxygen. Oh no! Oh shit. But by being a black hole, it'd be self-referential, self-reinforcing, and self-contained. Therefore, its edges are itself, and then itself is its edges, so therefore you cannot escape the universe, and at the same time it goes on forever. Paradox solved. That's why I hate paradoxes, because they're not really paradoxes, they're unnuanced impossibilities. They're trying to show how clever the person can be. You know what I mean? And that's just not really what happens. If you run the number sequence, it becomes very obvious. Run from 0 to infinity. All right, now stop. Run from 0 to 1 with all the spaces in between. You're gonna be there forever, right? But eventually you have to get to 1 because there's a 2. Now we gotta go through all the spots between 0 and 2. Now we gotta go through all the spots between 0 and 3. Quantum travel. Going through all the different possibilities to make a straight way through. You're going from A to B, right? Now, the way to get there is not the most direct. Look at lightning, and that proves it. It's this jaggedy, branches are coming off, weird path that does weird shit, and that is the fastest way that electricity can find to get from the clouds to the ground. Otherwise, lightning would be a straight line, wouldn't it? But it's not. So why is that the fastest way? Because it's jumping through all the different impossibilities, infinite improbabilities, simultaneously so fast that eventually, pow, it fucking goes off and it makes connection with the ground. Something in the sky is looking for something on the ground to connect to, and it runs through all the different variations of friction and all the different possibilities to make an eventuality to 0 to 1. In the meantime, we're running infinite possibilities, probabilities. This is just one. Is this the right one? How many have we lost so far? How many times have they turned on the Hadron Collider and it exploded? How many multiverses are there? As many places as there are between 0 and 1. But only one path gets us from 0 to 1. You understand what the purpose of the universe is now? These opening and contractings. All these infinite possibilities. Negative, got a timeline. It's got a timeline. Negative and positive. Phasing each other out. To create a straight line between 0 and 1. Now we're at 1, we got to get to 2. You're going to phase out all those different things, and they phase each other out, so that way the only thing left after you're done, all the possibilities between here, you see what I'm saying, between these. That's our universe. The point is to jump from there to there, not to experience this here. We're going somewhere else. We're going to keep going, but in between there's going to be stories to go. The fastest route through. We won't even remember. Mainly because it's not about us. It's not about us. When you go to watch a movie, are you mad that Frodo succeeds? Are you mad that Superman kicks out? No. You're rooting for them. You didn't succeed. Frodo succeeded, but that was the mission, and that was the mission you chose to take with them as an observer, as a. I feel more connected to Pippin. I feel more connected to Samwise. You know what I mean? Samwise the Brave, man. He saved it. I mean, he's the real hero. Even as Tolkien said, he's the real hero. Frodo gave in. Sam got it, took it off. Well, he had it and gave it back. At least in the movie. I haven't read the book. Being honest. And being honest, I like the. I've heard of some things from the book that I don't like. Which is fine because I've seen a version that Tolkien had a hand in the cartoons. I watched The Hobbit and I watched the Lord of the Rings cartoon as a kid, as a young child. My dad had a Thorin Oakenshield coffee mug that was in California, and I left California when I was 7. The Zooks down the street were vegetarians, and they artistic people, and one of the guys gave the dad. He gave my dad a Thorin Oakenshield. It was like a coffee mug that he had molded Thorin Oakenshield on the front of it. I guess that's my dad's favorite character because he had read all the books. He's read all the Dune books. My dad reads fast, dude. My dad reads a lot, and he reads it fast. But so yeah, I was familiar with the things, and one of the things I didn't like Gollum in the cartoon. I didn't like the depiction of the elves. I didn't think elves looked like that in the cartoon, and if that's what Tolkien, because he was directly, he was part of it. He was alive when they made those cartoons, I believe. But yeah, I was like, I mean, I like some of it, but I prefer the way that I described and done in. But then that's when you have a meeting of two minds. I guarantee if Tolkien and Andrew Jackson had been alive at the same time, dude, there'd been some peanut butter and fucking chocolate there. You know what I mean? There'd been some peanut butter and chocolate going on there because you'd be like, dude, I'm with you in the world. Can we change a few things? Like what? And he shows him what he's designing and fucking thinking like, yeah, that's what elves look like. Never mind. I was wrong. I guarantee. Yeah, never mind. Yeah, that's better. That's cool. Yeah. Is that what you have for Gollum? Yeah, that's that for Gollum. Oh yeah, yeah, that's creepy as shit. Who are you, man? Oh yeah, how you doing? Andy Serkis, nice. But yeah, so yeah, I watched those back then. I prefer the. I heard about the what's his name? He's kind of like a gestured kind of character, and that Peter Jackson left him out. I don't know. I can't remember his name. But anyways, I also prefer the way that they kind of met in the movie, the dwarves in The Hobbit, as opposed to how they met in the cartoon. They're all very good. I also like the part that they kind of the Eowyn put Eowyn in there, which it wasn't in the cartoon. It wasn't Eowyn that took him, but Tolkien really didn't write any women characters besides I think Lady of the Woods, whatever. Can't remember. God, too much to remember really. I've got so many different universes in my head that I can't. You know what I mean? And that's just really cool. It's like, getting in and joining in on and looking in on Last Man on Earth, getting a good look at Will Forte's kind of brain there. It's an interesting thing. I really liked Last Man on Earth. That was a really good series. I always thought it'd be funny to come back the way, yeah, and just act like nothing ever happened. Like they did season 3. So much happened. There's really no reason to go over it all. You were there. Man, my back. I know. I was going to listen to some dumb. But then I got to start talking. You don't know me? I talk too much. I am Sir Talks a lot. There you are, and we go to you and go, hey, Tom, what's new? Hey, the cicada. She walks on the wind, dreams of a time that ain't ever been. The walls are getting closer, the air's getting thin. When Ada Cicada, she comes waltzing in. Cicada, she talks with a grin, but 7 miles below is where she begins. The walls ain't getting further and the stalling's wearing thin. When Ada Cicada, she puts on her skin.
sky that's tainted blue, and down, down, down I go. Everything I thought I knew, I'm gonna shoot 'em up straight at the moon, and down, down, down I'll go. Down, down, down I go.
That was dumb. Oh, sorry, I read that wrong. That was Dumb with Ada Cicada. And, well, sorry, I forgot the well. Well, that was Dumb with Ada Cicada. And Down, Down, Down. This is normal. I'm not uncomfortable at all saying that. That was Dumb with Ada Cicada and you know what? You name your band whatever you want to. You do. This is geared, man. You made me do it.
Wasted Sundays waiting all alone.
That was dumb. That was dumb as shit. I was gearing up with blue skies. Blue skies after gray clouds. What? Shut the fuck up, dude. What a bullshit artist. Liar. Mendoza. What are we doing today? Have I got plans for Easter Day? You Easter? Are you? What about yesterday? We got Easter Day. Is there a Easter Day? For bread makers? Feaster Day for people that like to eat? No, we can't just be making up fucking shit. Meester Day for fucking people that hate Mises to pieces? What are we doing? What kind of shit? What are you trying to pull here, man? Huh? Ishtar, what kind of shit are you trying to put on me? I don't want your chocolate dookie eggs. Is that how you got rid of your fucking rabbit turds? That's what you did, didn't you? You made your kids go run around and tell them it was chocolate, you little shit eaters. You guys are fucked up. Oh, he left a bunch of eggs. Oh, look. It's probably how the tradition got started. People didn't want to clamp all the fucking rabbit poop in their yard and they made their kids believe it was goddamn chocolate. You sick! Sick! That makes a whole lot more sense than the goddamn rabbit laying eggs, doesn't it? Doesn't it? You know, around Easter when your parents, they hide the rabbit eggs. Yeah. There's little chocolate eggs running around. Sounds fun. You wrap them up and no, they're just little eggs. They're little eggs in the thing. Seems kind of messy. No, just put them out there. Your parents are in prison, right? Yeah. Been there for a long time. They ever getting out? No. We're going to hide some jelly beans. How about that? As long as they're hiding and seeking, I don't care. Tradition's tradition, dude. Oh, Kung Fu Baby. Bring it on! God damn it, I love that. That shit is incredible. Holy fuck. God damn it. Ah, Ponderosa. Me and me, bro. The one and only Ian Jameson. You don't worry why that's funny. You don't worry about what happens when I type in my browser. What you don't. Deranged Donald Trump posts mad 184 word Easter message taking aim at all his enemies. Oh ho 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 ho. Let's see what you got to say here, fat boy. Happy Easter, all, including the radical left lunatics who are fighting and scheming so hard to bring. God damn it! It's Easter. You piece of shit. I'm not even you know what? Fuck you. I'm going on to other shit. I got you ain't. You can't steal my sunshine, motherfucker. You can't do that. My sunshine, my only sunshine. I gotta get away from that. Don't worry about what I'm doing. It'll just make you sad. No, I'm not doing nothing. I just like making jokes. Yeah. I make jokes. Oh, shit, dude. I'm sitting there fucking with you guys and Cheap Gear guys going live right now. Fuck, it's probably a good one, too. What are we to talk? How it is really? How it really is. Shit, I get dyslexic as fuck reading his shit. I don't know why. How it really is. So much hidden, so much to tell, so much for time to tell it. Holy shit, that sounds ominous as fuck. You're not there, you're there. Fuck. So, you know, There's only so much time in a day, and you just need a little truth in your life, don't you? You know what I mean? Something to make you feel a little bit better about where we are and where we're going. I know I could. Something that would, ease the burden of life and help me believe more.
She said to me, "You must be."
All right, so that was Alive and Well, and before that was Believe. Both of those were Gearman songs. Before that was Troth. Oh, Troth was Believe. Sorry, my head's, I'm stoned as shit. The reason I said that is because Believe was released on Gearman. That was like a proto Troth song. That was Mike on lead guitar, and man, so much intricacy to it that made that song actually interesting. It's a boring song without the stuff he put in there. So yeah, sorry, I was in a hurry reading what I had on there, and of course I was like Believe and yeah, Alive and Well. But I consider Believe, even though it was released on Gearman, I believe it. I consider it a Troth song. So. Gonna get to some more Ars Artem stuff. Play a few songs there, but I wanted, just since we got the whole like universe self-substantiated inside itself and self-contained within a black hole, therefore going on the outside of it would, or trying to get outside of it would just send you to the other side or some other location, a multiverse type madness thing, and possibly in another time. Who really knows? Because at the borders of a black hole, doesn't time get distorted? So now, as far as time travel impossibility, the superpositioning of things suggests that it's impossible. Because my arm knows where it is and where it's been. The universe knows where my arm is and has been. Right? So therefore, to go backwards and put my arm somewhere like this, not being here right now, not possible. Because here it is, isn't it? Here it is. We're all watching it. Bum, 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 bum. But if it was over here the whole time, that'd be like, it's over here, isn't it? We're watching it, but it's not. It's been here the whole time. I'm not saying that nothing can. God can easily go back and do that. He's pure energy. He can do anything he wants to do. But my point is that this can't not be here any more than this. When I go looking for this, it can't not be where I left it. Now, there are times when it seems like you forgot something where it was. You could have swore you put it there. Now, is that a memory, or is that one of those situations where the universe needed for you to do certain things? And so, you know what I mean? It superpositioned it out of you where you remember it being. It needs certain things out of you. It needs you to be here, doing this, doing that. Fuck, I went and got a new key. Just found my key. So that way you don't get locked out when you forget that key. Because you're like, well, I'll put this in my fucking pocket. I'll always keep this in my wallet. I'll keep it in my purse, whatever. I'll never get locked out. And then eventually you get locked out. And you're like, thank God I got the spare, right? The universe is already looking out for you and answering your problems before you even asked. You just thought it was a problem before, but it needed certain things. That's what it means to flow with God, to be in the vein. You're going with where he's going. You're cheering him on. What's wrong with that? That's the universe going to where it's going. Well, I don't get to live. Why don't you get to live your life? There are people, the atheists, that talk about that, like the Bible is a way to control. Religion is a way to control. The Bible has nothing in there about control. There are none of the 10 Commandments that I do not agree with already in my soul. None. I'm not like, oh, fuck, I'm fucked. None. Okay. But then I read a little bit further. It's like, I'll write my commandments on their heart. I'm like, well, fuck, yeah. Well, no wonder, dude. Have I stolen shit? I'm not saying I haven't. But did I feel bad about it? Oh, yeah. And people that don't feel bad about it. They're like, this is cool. Well, you're not looking. They put it in their pocket. I've watched people do it. I know people that did it. Whatever for whatever, man. You know? Whatever for whatever. At the same time, you can't really be pissed when that person steals from you, though. You can be disappointed because that you helped somebody out a million times and you'd never take from them. Especially when they know that they would take from you, especially knowing they don't ever have to. They just have to ask. and still they take. That's disappointing, but it's not like upsetting or whatever. It's like, yeah, you know, it's only a matter of time for you to cross the line. But, you know, so there's a difference between having Slugworth on the payroll and Slugworth going, you know, if I did get that everlasting gobstopper, I could start my own company. Plus, I have all the money he's been paying me to try and fucking do all this other stuff. And some of his employees kind of like me. Maybe I can do this on my own. No, Slugworth. No, you can't. There's just one Wonka. Slugworth candy doesn't even sound good. Wonka. Wonkatania. There's so much. So much trippy shit. In those early movies, man. Really is. But they were like really on a lot of drugs. Mescaline, cocaine, heroin was starting to come into usage. Yeah, it's... You can kind of tell the generations what drugs they were on and what they were by, like, kind of like, you know, their clothing. I was watching a video of just stock footage of 1970s New York in as high definition as they had back then. Holy shit. Are these just costumes, dude? Seriously, they're just costumes of fit in. You know what I mean? It's ridiculous. The clothing that they were wearing, like all of them, I guarantee if they look back now, they probably like, man, those were the shit. But you don't know. They were the shit. They were the shit back then. Wearing like if a guy wearing a half top was it wasn't all right. You know what I mean? That kind of stuff. A mesh half top at the club was the shit. But yeah, I had a perm. But don't no. You know what I mean? Yes, that's a mullet and a mustache, but no. You had to be there. Cocaine's a hell of a drug. Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man. We were roller skating places. You don't even understand. You don't know what was going on there. You don't judge from your fucking hoverboard position of privilege. You had to live it with your bright ass shoes. Tell me the kids on the day want some bright ass shoes. What's with your bright ass shoes? Are you walking at night all the time? You don't want to get hit on the road? What's up? Trying to signal UFOs. What the fuck is going on with the bright ass shoes? That's a sign that you did not grow up like you did not grow up in the 90s. That's a sure way to track your ass. What are you doing? You're hiding behind a tree, and there's a big glowing blue or green or yellow fluorescent orange. They just track your asses everywhere. You got your phone on you. You got whatever. You're like, oh, they don't know where I'm at. They know where you're at. They know what you're doing. They've got audio and video of you doing it. What are you doing, man? What are you guys doing? I remember like getting on the... It's legal here, right? But it's still not federally legal because of their unconstitutional law. And I have a Bible to prove it. Genesis 1:29. But neither here nor there. So, now, it's still not federally okay. So anytime I can talk all the shit about the states' rights and just, but there's no slaves down south, are they? Are the states' rights? And this is just pot. I think federal would say, yeah, but federal. I'm like, that's why I'm already came prepared with the second thing in case you decided to do that, and that's the Bible. Are you making a rule against the Bible? Because that wouldn't be very good. That would be terrible, because Genesis 1:29 says I can eat it, but I have to cook it first. All herb bearing seed, and it shall be for you as meat. And you don't eat raw meat, so I have to cook it, but you made it so prohibitive and expensive that I can't do that, so I have to smoke it to get the same effect. Otherwise, I could just grow bales of it. And... No, not to sell, just to eat. Shit, I'm a. You kidding me? Dude, fuck you. Grow your own. Why would I make your job easier? Oh, right, for money. Fuck you, man. There's always so much money in selling weed, isn't there? Even back in the 90s, there wasn't any money in selling weed. It was basically selling weed to have free weed. That's the way it's always been, man. It's a cash crop. It's just, God, I wish everybody understood how they're just pushing you towards stuff that you want anyways. Making it seem like it's your idea. Okay, I guess we're going to have to legalize. I mean, Michigan only pulled in $2 billion in taxes times 50. No, marijuana's still not going to... what is with this groundswell? We do not want... Fine, if you want marijuana legal... They've proven it doesn't cause any increase in crime or increase in usage. It's gotten more unsafe as it gets in the hands of big farm. The same people that handle tobacco were waiting in the 90s to handle marijuana. There were talks back then about Marlboro Greens. So yeah, there's a lot of shit that is going on that's not being talked about. There is something in the dispensary weed. Plain and simple, there is. I've smoked weed my whole life, from the 90s. And then I stopped and I started to do it now. There's something in it. I can tell you that with 100% certainty. Because my mood never got this fucked up without, you know what I mean? So, yeah. Those pre-rolls, they've got something that you can even taste it in the burn. There's something in there. It's like after you finish one, it's not as bad as tobacco, but that same kind of craving for one kicks in. And then if you go like a long time without, like your mood will drop and shit, the way that like stopping tobacco would. So whatever they were doing to tobacco is probably what they're doing here. That's why it's all crystallized. It's probably not actually THC. It's probably like a synthetic THC that has some kind of all the same shit that they would. And they spray different grades of buds. It's the same pot, the one that's going outdoors and the one that's going indoors, whatever. They probably just spray it with the synthetic, and then it crystallizes on there. People are like, oh, look at the crystals, because that's what they did with hydro. When you had hydro, it had pure crystals, so it was really good. But that was pure THC. Now there's crystals on there, but we don't know what they are. And I can tell you it does not taste like hydro. Am I stopping? No. But anyways, so the edge of the universe, time would, the only thing that could escape would be God. That's the only light that could escape, the only thing that could escape from the outside. Which means that more than likely, like Christopher Langan? I'm getting his name right. the CTMU, cognitive theoretical model of the universe. His belief is that God's will is outside of the universe, binding the universe and keeping it from, you know what I mean? So if you can imagine, as basically God is the room hosting the black hole. Host of hosts. Makes sense. Host of hosts. So he's hosting the black hole. And inside that black hole, we see that we've got proof of black holes inside the black hole. So, and universes inside there. So there's nowhere that we couldn't be. Macroscopic, microscopic, whatever. The only thing we're not allowed to do is ascend out. Aside from that, follow his will and go forth. There's enough room. It can get bigger if it needs to. He has enough love. Okay. Okay. 4. Universe 5. Universe 7. How long? Universe 8. How long? Universe 9. You're the one counting, asshole. 0.0001. Why are you doing that? We never run out. What are you doing? We're done with counting. Anything more than this is too many. 10 apples. Why do you have 10 fucking apples? You're going to go, well, then shouldn't you have 20? Because you got enough to count to 20. Anything more than that's too fucking much, man. I would say anything more than this. 5 pipes? Am I going to really smoke from 5 pipes? No. 5 types of weed won't get me high enough. Then apparently I need to quit. 5. Stop. That's the problem with humans. We don't know when to say stop. That's enough. It takes some exterior force going, stop. Doesn't it? Because someone has a great idea to run the world. Well, what works in a very warm tropical part of the world is not going to work in a place that's very arid. What works in a place that's very arid is not going to work in a place that's a frozen tundra. It's not going to work. Okay? It's not. Even with people at the heads of each of those, it's not going to work. It will not work. Not the least of which is that God said it will not happen. Okay? It's just not going to happen. The coming world control is control your fucking self. Like you know how to. Don't worry, all the assholes will be removed. Like a thief, he's going to steal them right the fuck out of history, out of your brain, out of your memory. He's going to come and just fucking yank that shit in the fucking blink of an eye, and then you wake up. Like I said, you're walking down the fucking street, talking to someone who's been actually kind of a bit of a problem in your life. Like, you know what I mean? Fuck. How long have I been talking to myself? And just keep walking because you can't even remember who the fuck it would have been. Was I talking out loud? I meant to be talking to myself inside my head. And you'll go to ponder them and they won't even be there. He comes as a thief. Two will be, we always look at the left behind. The ones left behind will be left behind in the earth. The meek shall inherit the earth. The earth will be left in a time, I don't want to say that you'll remember everything. Yeah? You'll remember everything. The way it went without any assholes. So therefore, wiping away all tears. All tears that ever happened. See, when a man dies, he takes his sin with him, is what the Bible says. Now, if you make them eternally dead, as they were never created, withered on the vine, imagine the torment cured by Adolf Hitler, miscarried at birth. And everyone weeps for Mrs. Hitler. And they're like, you can try again. But Adolf Hitler got to the point where you may be stillborn, whatever. You can try again. Maybe again, like 4 months in. Then maybe the name Hitler wouldn't be a horrible thing, nor would the Jews ever suffer. Another kid without that soul, born 6 months later, a good kid, a loving kid, a kind kid, born fucking 5 years later, once the grief of that miscarriage has happened. But do you see how like people are like, oh, what could have happened? What could have happened? Maybe your ass was saved. Anyone that's barren, perhaps you were spared from having to. Would you want a kid going up to the schools, or even living right now? It's closing in on the end, from what I can tell. Where else is there to go? Donald Trump is the Antichrist. He is in the presidency. If we don't go to Mars, Elon Musk is a false prophet. Seeing how his cars won't stay together, I don't think we're going to Mars. Not according to his plans. How is that boring machine? How are those tunnels going? Do they have them operational? Is the loop around the city better? What's going on with that? Are we just pumping money into his ideas? Oh, I have an idea. Because I have those all the time. You can just start throwing money at me also. At least I'll do something with it instead of just collecting the billions and then not delivering shit. I'll deliver shit and I won't have any money left in my fucking account because I don't give a fuck. Dude, 460 billion? You could fucking, before you did that, instead of fucking going the route he went, he could have just dumped it. You understand? Even the 200 billion he lost, dumped it on various projects. Our fucking deficit. Here we go. This is how invested I am in America. 250 billion of my dollars. Now let's find what waste. So whatever happens to America happens to me. That's how much I believe in it. You put up, you can be like, When I make sure, like Treasure's like, yeah, I'm going to need some people that know what's going on here to help me out. Not like, I'm coming into the Treasury now. No, that's not how anybody fucking works, man. So we got to know how the systems work here to know what's going on. No, you do not report to Big Balls. Big Balls reports to you. And if he has any problems, you tell me and I fucking fire his shitty ass. Do you understand? Learn how it fucking works. Get it done. I'm trusting you to get this because we're supposed to get this back. If I don't get my money back, guess who I'm blaming, asshole? That's what our contract says. You said you can do what I need you to do. If nothing else, the politician might be like, instead of that, dump that into Social Security and we're good. What? Dump that into Social Security And we're getting really close to good. Because we've been kind of looting in the millions to the billions from Social Security. That's why it's failing, because in order to cover up our deficits, we leave little IOUs in there and take it because it's just a pile. It's a big pile of money, huge pile of money that every American is just dumping into every month. And then like we have this deficit, and it's kind of like, why don't we just rob Peter to pay Paul? And then our administration looks like it's doing well. Do you see why he wants to get rid of Social Security? Our deficit, we have a no deficit, because to him it's all about a deficit. He doesn't understand. He's a child. And I want this, if you picture a baby, you get the idea. No, I don't want you. You're very rude to the baby. You're very rude. If you don't pay me, NATO won't defend you. If you don't call it Gulf of America, which I just named it, there's no congressional act to be like, no. Those guys, oh, you mean the tech billionaires that you've been railing against? They changed it, so you got tech billionaires in your pocket, but you're on my I don't see how this is on my side, Donnie. I just don't see how this is on my side. I don't see how this is on your side, you dumb fuck. Aside from maybe like you have some kind of deal with Daddy Putin. And whatever, man, bring it on. I mean, because I have a feeling there's something in Ukraine Putin wants. He wants it bad. Chernobyl's in Ukraine. Let's say they worked out hypersonic missiles, and now they just need something to put on the tip. Congratulations, Donald. Congrats. If that's the case, the first place they went when they attacked Ukraine, and they make no mistake, they attacked Ukraine. When Russia attacked Ukraine, well, Vladimir Putin, I'm sorry to say that, because Vladimir Putin, just like Donald Trump is not America. So Canada, I am fucking sorry. The world, we here in America are not that. That's Donald Trump and his fucking sycophantic fucking cult. However many are still left with him, I'm sure some have abandoned that motherfucking evil piece of shit. But you still put him in there the first time, and you still validated his lie the second time, and then you went and probably voted for him the third fucking time. You just didn't think it was going to get this fucking bad for you. But now you're looking at the realities of it, and some of you are probably going, yeah, due process is kind of a good thing. Look at his knuckles. Great, marijuana sandwich, fucking cross, and a skull. How is a cross and the skull? Marijuana and something, and then a cross. How is that? You don't just tell me that it means MS-13. I get how you get the marijuana. I get how whatever the second one was S. I get that. How the other two were 13, that's what you got to explain. And two, how did you get that fucking information? Just like when you guys got the cheese pizza. Where did you get that information? No one on your side asked that shit. Where did you get the information that CP or cheap, what? That would have been my first thing. Someone's whispering in my ear about how goddamn going to the fucking pizza shop. I'm not getting my AR-15 and going to the store. I'm going to go, how the fuck do you know that? Huh? The fuck are you getting into that you would know that? You sick fuck! Oh no, we're investigating. Then let the investigators deal with that shit. I don't want to know. Let me know when they catch those fucking nasty bitches. Don't get me all ginned up for it. Fuck you. We gotta get some revenge. On what? This guy starts a fucking thing that she's... How many times you got to be wrong before you go, yeah, this is just stupid? How many times a fox got to get sued for fucking lying before you go, yeah, they're not telling the truth? And that's the thing. They got sued for lying about the Smartmatic or Dominion voting machines. I'm not sure which of the two. It's 1.3 billion. Billion! And they were going to lose. So they settled for 737 million. Yes, we lied and we don't want to lose 1.3 billion. That will close our doors. And they come back and you guys just were like Rush Limbaugh. How'd it go? We lost 737 million to a crooked judicial system. Oh, fuck! The same judicial system that tries black people? Oh, yeah. No, those are legit. This is different. This is me, god damn it! And that's what's going to happen with Trump in charge. I am a citizen! He revoked birthright citizenship. No, there's only one amendment saying anything about your rights to be a citizen. No, there's the one where they amended it to make it where if you had brought a kid and made an anchor baby. No, that was a hypothetical they made up in the 80s or so to make you paranoid and make you want to repeal the 14th Amendment. 14th happened after banning slavery. Should we ban that too? Oh, I get what it is. You guys are pure constitutionalists. You want to go back with no amendments. I got you. No regulations, no amendments, just rights. Rich whites. Lots of rights. God, why does that keep getting stuck in my face? And you just can't, every time I try to say it, I either going to vomit or hang on. You just want it the way it was after you destroyed the Native Americans, but before those assholes got their hands on it. What assholes? You know what assholes! Because they have bigger penises than me. And I don't like it. So I need some kind of advantage! Have you done a population count? You guys are in the high 70s%. At least like mid 70s%. And I get that's declining, and that's scary for about 30% of you. But you'll be dead soon. Nothing I'm doing, it's just age. You're aging out. Your thought, it's the way of everything. You're just getting in the way of progress. You're just slowing it down. Because whatever happens, eventually, your grip on this lets go. And your body fades. And you pass. And your children will hold cling to the fucking things, but they have no control of what their kids do. And the more they try and cling to that, the more the kids are going to rebel to something else. You could be making something far worse than what you ever imagined by clinging so hard. If nothing else, when you came along, didn't you want the world to fit your ideology? So shouldn't you just sit back and be like, this is crazy. Even with the bright shoes, they're going to catch you. You don't do illegal shit. What? Come on. You're 15, you don't do nothing? Get a skateboard. Skateboarding's legal? Yeah, I don't know shit. You know? That's what you should do. You guys don't know shit. I can do hard time. You're just vaping. You just was walking. You don't even know. Oh, you don't even know. As a rock in my old ass chair. Just grow my sides of my hair and just the bald out here. Look like this old ass monk. Get some robes. Just never sit outside the house if I'm out. Go and dress normal inside my house, but if I go outside, I wear like a bathrobe. Partially undone with the wife beater and some boxers. I'm not indecent. I just want people that can go outside and just have like these weird, crazy tufts of hair. If I'm gonna do it, I'm gonna do it, man. If I'm gonna be here, I'm gonna have fun. And I'm gonna keep waking up as long as it keeps happening, man. That's what's gonna happen. That's weird. What a little. I mean. When you're one of those people that has to be pushed too far before things get clear, it's not that it's just that it sucks every time. You know what I mean? The disappointment every time sucks. It sucks every time. One by one they fall, it always brings me down. So let's go ahead and end this out. Yeah, perfect. We're at 2 hours. I said I was going to do shorter ones. I never said this was going to be shorter. I've got some shorter ideas. This is a little heavy one, you know? I don't know. I haven't had the chat open. So if anyone's chatting or watching or anything like that, happy Easter to you. Just thought I had some ideas to share about the universe and stuff. I don't know. I probably missed some things that I meant to cover. Matter of fact, I'm pretty sure I did. But that doesn't mean I don't have it. It's just I did, again, what sounds... There's crazy. There's insane. There's doesn't make sense. And then there's doesn't make sense to me. So I've kind of gotten over the whole caring about what the fuck any of that, you know what I mean? I know what I know, and I've seen what I've seen, and there's nothing that can confirm or deny my personal experiences, is there, aside from me? And I don't, fuck, man. I don't, if believe it or not, I do not like it. I fucking hate it. I fucking hate it. I don't know. Let's listen to Morris Artem and change the mood up a bit. We got some Hello Echo. We have ourselves and the Stern 76 Maudslay. I hope I'm saying that correctly. Maudslay. Maudslay? Maudslay. Guillermo. Maudslay. I kind of like it. You mind your own business.
are bastards. Some people just push and shove and talk a load of crap. They'll try to push us off the map. So push back and say I don't need you around me. You're only working to preserve the boundary, and I'm not afraid to look. Cause after all the things they took, we have ourselves. Fell in love and saw the world exploding. Lost my mind and then my friends disowned me. I can't see enough to connect the world constructively. So I set out to find a brand new country. Now I'm a king and I command this army, but it makes me feel so old. Tomorrow it'll be sold again. I'm off. The woman was like when the sun was shining. I loved her so but couldn't stand her whining. So like that I was torn apart. Stopped right back in to start. You look like a dog that lost its owner. Were you afraid of being left alone or knocked down on your ass? Just let the moment pass. We have ourselves. Everybody freak out at what's happening right now. Everybody freak out at what's happening right now. That I'm alive became the most astounding, and I laughed until I cried. There's never a need to lie. We have ourselves.
One, two, three, four. I knew this girl, she's kinda strange. She liked to evaporate her brain. Every day after school, she'd trip out like a little fool. She asked me out one out of day. No idea for the love of me. It's obvious I had no clue. What else was I supposed to do?
That's our show. Me, myself, and I are out of here. Have a good Easter. Enjoy your Easter, and yeah. See ya.